Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How's everybody doing? Good morning. Thank you guys once again for tuning into to another stream. Alrighty, so today we got a couple good things to look at, I believe. And again, as everybody knows, past 2 days, the market's gone down, and pretty much in one day we've made back about 50% of the losses in the market. So we've had some strong bouncing going on. So, right, without even looking at a chart, right? If without looking at a chart, is it possible for a trader to wake up in the morning and know what sort of game plan he should probably have going into the market before looking at charts? Meaning, this morning I was in bed and I was laying down before I got up, and I was like, you know what? Should probably be more long biased the market today because it didn't fully sell off yesterday. It started getting bought up. So we should probably be long biased the market, anticipating like a 2-day or a 1-day gap fill sort of play, which some of you guys might not even know what I just said. But anyways, so yeah, it's possible to create a bias and be correct without even looking at charts. You just have to kind of know what's going on in the market, and you got to be active, right? The more active you are in the market, the more you watch it, the more you trade it, the more you play with it, right? The more time you give it, the better your relationship will grow and become with it, right? The more time you spend working on a relationship at home between you and your significant other, the likelihood that it turns out well and your relationship's success just goes higher, right? You're more likely to have a successful relationship the more work you put into it, the more time you spend with your significant other and actually care about what they have to say rather than shrug them off on your shoulder every second they walk in the room. Same like the stock market. If you pay attention to it all the time, you put in the work and you study it all the time, and just because you get your ass kicked around and you don't quit, right? You don't give up, you keep working at it, eventually you're going to probably find success and you're going to probably come to like it very, very much. All right? So let's get into it. Hi, good morning. Good morning, CLVS. CLVS, if I were long CLVS and I got caught in the top, I'd be selling the bounce this morning pre-market on CLVS. But if you got in low at about 11, then you might as well hold. But, yep, other than that, CLVS had a big 2-day decrease. Yesterday got smoked down to like 11, 10. This morning pre-market bounced to about 13, maybe 14. But again, if I got caught at the top of CLVS before the sell-off, I'd be selling the bounce right now pre-market. Good morning, buddy. Good morning, people. Good morning, handsome. I am damn good looking. Thank you very much. Do appreciate it. AMD seems like a strong move today. Patrick, you could be very right. We will discuss AMD. There are a couple things that we need to point out, but nonetheless, I would be long bias on AMD over, I want to say it's 30.50. I could be wrong. I'm trying to remember a price level off the top of my head, but I think it's 30.50 today. Might be a little bit premature. I'm thinking tomorrow might be better, but we'll see. Who knows? Crazy shit can always happen, but AMD I am bullish on for right now, yes. Your thoughts about Walmart? Have no idea what's going on with Walmart, but we can take a look in a little bit. Connor, why the futures are up? Disappointment for Trump. Why are futures up? Because the market's an irrational place and nothing really ever makes sense. Pretty much anything you think would make sense doesn't make sense. Everything you know about the market is always backwards. Just know that. So if you're new coming into the market, pretty much think that pretty much it's like the game Ready Player One. I don't know if any of you guys have seen that movie. It's called Ready Player One. Came out like 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago now. Really cool movie about a video game kind of thing. And anyways, the objective to win in that movie, in the game, and in that situation was the player, instead of going forward in a race, had to go backwards. So it's kind of like that, right? In order to win in the market, you have to think different, out of the box, backwards kind of sort of thing. So why are the futures up? Who knows? I think Trump even said that trade talks are going well, which is just more bullshit. We already know that. Hello, I love Roku. Yes, Roku is up today. Roku's a good trader. It has a lot of range. Absolutely. Connor, I love your tips. I love your tips, Super Snake. Love your tips. You have great tips. But thank you very much. Alrighty. I'm just going to read through a couple more comments, and then we'll get rocking and rolling here. Can you please check out X? I will check out X. NTNX, please. I will check out NTNX. Where's my pen? I don't know. Walmart, NTNX, and X. Okay. WD bearish. Yeah, Workday had an earnings report today. I don't really see any decent support. I mean, there's arguable support, but I don't really see anything decent on Workday until it gets to like 160. So for me and my team, I think we're going to be bearish on Workday today until about 160, or at least try a short trade we don't see value in it till at least down to 160 for a buy. Thoughts on Facebook? Haven't really checked out Facebook in a couple days, so I can't really give you anything off the top of my head there, but we can take a look at it. Who is Rain Rise? I don't know, but he thinks I'm good looking, and I applaud him for thinking that I'm good looking. How are you, Connor? Nice to see you. Roku 2019, good to see you. Good morning, Connor. I hope you're doing great. Watch the yes. Tesla, brother. Tesla, we're already long on. Well, I'm already long 25 shares. Really wasn't much, just kind of playing around with it from yesterday. But yes, we will be long bias on Tesla today. Okay. LCI, I hate LCI. LCI is one of the worst trading stocks I've ever tried to trade, and pretty much the entire float is owned by Guy Gentile, so he can easily, it might not still be that way this day, and there's no offense to Guy Gentile if you see this video, and there's nothing against you, but again, from my understanding, it's possible that you own majority of the share float. You might not today, but I think you did, and the stock trades like absolute dog shit, and I hate trading it. I stay away from that stock. All right. So now I'm going to get into it. We answered enough questions. We played around. We had some fun. All right. So we're going to start here with Tesla. I'm up just like a little bit of money. But anyways, going to be long bias Tesla, looking for a move over the 338 level. In reality, it's still a first attempt move at 338. So it might not make it over early morning. But still, nonetheless, I'll be looking for a move long bias over 338. I picked up 25 shares yesterday, kind of before close, something like that. I figured we'd have a gap up this morning and we'd continue moving up. So I said, the hell with it. I'll just take 25 shares. If we get a decent gap, maybe 2-3 points, I'll make 50, 60, 70 bucks. I'm happy. So I did that. And I was up like 50 bucks at one point this morning. Now we're down a little bit. Anyways, so looking for a long move over 338. If we take a look at the daily chart on... It's a daily or four-hour chart, I believe it is. And I got to delete these drawings. If we look at the 4-hour chart here on Tesla, right, what do we have? We have the big bullish move up off earnings. We have the consolidation hold here. Then we have the nice trending move. And then we have the pullback. And then we have the pullback. And then we consolidate. And then the market gets smoked. Remember that. The market got smoked. And what happened to Tesla? Tesla goes up. The market got absolutely smoked. This is Wednesday, Monday, Tuesday. The market got absolutely smoked on Monday, and Tesla goes up, right? Think about that. The whole market just got a knife in the stomach. Just, something like that. I know I probably look a little weird. You guys are wondering what the hell's going on with Connor today. I'm in a good mood. But it got knifed right in the stomach and just bled out. And Tesla manages to go up. Only stock on the stock market that goes up on the day the market crashes. One day. Think outside the box, people. Got to think outside the box, right? It's like standing in a room, right? This goes for guys or girls, right? Guys or girls. Standing in the room. So it's me and 4 other guys, and there's just one outrageously gorgeous drop dead girl, right? And she says that I am willing to be with at least one of you guys. You would think that all the guys would just go storming at the woman, but all of a sudden one walks out the door, then the other one walks out the door, and then the third one walks out the door, and I'm the only one left in the room with this just smoking hot woman, and I go, she's offering to be with one of us for the rest of our lives. Great woman, smart, healthy, intelligent, super hot. Why would you not want to be with her? All 3 other guys walk out the door. I should probably be questioning why they walked out the door. And maybe I probably shouldn't choose to be with this woman. There might be something I don't know. Right, you got to think outside the box. And that's just like Tesla. Why on earth is Tesla going up on the one day that the whole entire stock market's going down? What's going on with Tesla? There must be something we're not paying attention to. Or there must be something that the market wants on Tesla. See, and now we're going up. So I think today, nonetheless, with that weird explanation I had this morning, that we're going to have a move over the 339 level, all right? That's what we're looking for. Long play over 339. Alrighty, on to the next one, which was... Okay, we'll talk about PCG. I just want to mention PCG. PCG had broken over the 750 level here, then we got over 820 here, and we're into a gap fill on the daily chart. So if you look at the gap fill here, look at, boom, we have a gap fill right there. See that? Gap fill, gap fill. There's a big gap in the chart. Yep, you see that? Okay, well, PCG has now started entering. Did it? 881. It might not have actually. Hold on. Okay, it did briefly there. So this level you see right here at 881. If price can get over that and stay over that, we're into the gap fill, and I would be trading long bias on PCG. Okay. Now we're going to go over to AMD. We also said we'll look at Walmart, NTNX, and X. Okay. So let me take a second, explain AMD. We're going to make this quick. First thing we're going to do is we're going to look at the weekly chart. I did this with our private group this morning too, so you guys can get caught up to speed on AMD. So if you look at AMD, look at all the selling volume here. Pretty much I'm just telling you to look at the selling volume just so you can use it in relation to this week's selling volume. Look at these two. These are weekly candles, by the way. So this red week on AMD, look at the selling volume. Very, very low. Right? So look at the bullish move up. Very strong, tons of volume. Look at the pullback we had. It was actually a decent sized pullback, meaning we changed value in the stock, pretty a good range there, from 48 down to like 36.50, pretty decent move. And look at the volume, pretty much no selling volume, right? Like look at this, look at the weeks, look at the previous weeks now. Like look at this week here, ton of selling volume. Like look at this week here, ton of selling volume. Look at that week there, like decent selling volume. Look at this week here, these 2 weeks on the top, right? Top of a monster move. No selling volume. That can be an indication we're going to move higher. So now we go look at the daily chart. What do we have on the daily chart? We have a good buy volume here, but extremely strong buying candle that pretty much came right back up on the day. So we should be following this bullish right now to the long side. And your most obvious play is going to be over kind of like the 39.50 level, right? Or maybe even 39.76. Once you start getting through this level, you start approaching these tops around the 40, and if you break through 40, you'll probably continue going on a move. So what I'm expecting we'll probably see is maybe AMD get up through the 40 marks in the next couple days, maybe by the end of the week, and then if we do push through 40, we're going to come back up to the tops around 41.79. We're going to reject around 41.79, and then we'll start to form some type of pennant, right? So we'll have a move down like this. You'd have that. You'd have this down. You'd have this up. You might have this pull back here. Then we'll go up like that, and then we go up to the 40s, and then we pull back, and we do something like this, and we do something like that, and then we do this, and then we do that, and then that, and then eventually we'll have a bullish pennant. So I think that's where we're going to see some formation movement like that, okay? Now let me go over to Walmart, NTNX, and X because those are the 3 tickers that I said I would look at first and foremost for the people in the group. All right, so here we go, X. So I liked X. I did. I was following X like a couple weeks back, and I even said to you guys to watch it on this day here, and then we kind of dropped down, and then I was going to watch it here, and then it dropped down again. So I am nothing. I'm neutral. I'm on standby on X until we can get back up to the $14 mark, and then we start going through 14. I think X can have a great move above 14 because we've been rejecting that once, twice, 3 times. So we have a solid resistance there, which means we can have a solid breakout there. The bigger the resistance, the stronger the breakout. The stronger the support, the bigger the breakdown, okay? So, yeah, I mean, in the best way I could explain it, right? Like think of a water dam, right? You have a big water dam, massive water dam, a dam that's holding back just tons of water. And then you look over here and you have this little itty bitty water dam. This little water dam. And it's only holding back a little bit of water. If we put a crack in the dam, the really little dam, if we just put a small crack in there and there's only a little bit of water behind it and some starts coming through, do you think it's really going to give it a big breakout and just rush out if there's not that much water behind there with not enough pressure to break through the wall? Probably not. But if we take this really, really big water dam, we put a nice crack in it, and the water starts to flow behind it, and there's enough pressure behind it because there is so much water on this one, that might be enough to start getting through the cracks and causing some interior damage that eventually leads to a big and breaks out. Same concept in trading. The stronger the resistance, once it breaks, it has the strength to really fly. So X right now, I'd be on standby until you can get back up to the 14 level. Walmart, I would just be neutral on that. That's in consolidation. You had an earning, and this is partially why. Look at the earnings play where it skyrocketed up to 125, came right back down. So we had a really bullish push that came right back down. That's like going to the pool, saying you're going to go swimming. You dip your toe in the water, and then you say, fuck that, and I'm out. And you never go swimming. And then you just go back and sit on the, you sit in the sun chair, right? That's all that was. You went to the pool, dipped your toe in the water, said F that, got out, and now you're just sitting, playing, hanging out. Same as you were when you first got to the pool. We first got to the pool, we put our stuff down onto the launch chair. I put some suntan lotion on. I was hanging out, and then I'm like, let's go swimming. Put my toe in the water, said, fuck, that's cold. I'm going to go back and sit down. Same thing. Walmart decided to go swimming, said that's too cold, decided to go sit back down. I'd be neutral on it for right now. All right, what's the next one? NTNX. NTNX. That's not NTNX, Connor. That is, who knows what that is. All right, NTNX. So really no super defined chart pattern right now. We had a little mini 3-day breakout. We gave back the gains. We kind of held the previous high breakout level a little bit. I probably would be neutral because you had the breakout there. You filled the gap here. You're stopping at nothing. This is a really hard chart pattern to get behind and read for myself. I'm not crazy about it. What I can tell you is that if this trend doesn't hold and the move does not continue higher and the stock does magically roll over, you do have a play to be made down here at 29.70, 29. Yeah, just call it 29.70. You have a bounce play at 29.70. So though I don't know what the hell is going to happen here with the stock, I can tell you what will happen if what happens happens. Basically my quote of the life. I don't know if this trend can hold up here. I don't like the pattern, I don't like the formation. So I wouldn't mess with it myself. But if all hell breaks loose on NTNX and it rolls over from 36, crashes down to 29, you can buy a bounce right about $29, $30 for like a $2-3 bounce possibly. Alrighty, that is all I have got for now. I'm going to go back and read through the questions here. I said I would take a look at Facebook. That's right. Thanks for mentioning Roku. We might dabble a touch on Roku too. The ticker I seems like it's upticking. I'll take a look at that. I traded that a couple weeks back. So, it's a good question. I'm not really entirely sure. I got to look up, but because when it comes to the options market, yeah, that's a good question. I don't know enough about the market makers on the options market. That's somewhere where my area of learning can be improved and where I could help you guys more. But again, when it comes to options, here's the thing, is that when you buy an option, well, hold on, let me rephrase this. Yeah, that's the thing, is the options market is made in Chicago. CBOE board over in Chicago is where the options market is. And it works the same as a traditional market maker. The options board are going to make up options every single week or whatever month for whatever securities and stocks are going to make up the options. And then they're going to give you the option to purchase those options from them, right? I mean, that's how it works. That's why there's a spread. So you're still purchasing options from market makers. So there really should be no problem with you buying as many option contracts as you want. The only way you wouldn't be able to buy as many option contracts as you wanted is if there just wasn't simply enough to go around, which would mean that the market maker has run out of money to provide you with those options. Meaning if you wanted to come and buy $1 trillion of the shittiest options possible, and the reason I say shittiest is because the shittiest options that you can buy are usually like a penny. So you'd obviously be able to afford a lot of them. So that's why I said $1 trillion. So if you wanted to buy 1 trillion options of the shittiest option that costed like a penny, you could probably do that. Maybe. I don't even know how much money that would be, 1 trillion pennies. I have no idea. It'd still be a lot of money. But what I'm getting at is I'm assuming that the market maker would be willing to sell you as many options as he possibly can if it were the shittiest option, because it's basically a guaranteed win for him. So again, there's probably no restriction on how much you can buy. It really comes down to whether or not the market maker would be willing to sell you that many contracts, or a person would be willing to sell you that many contracts based on whether or not he or she had the appropriate capital to do so without screwing themselves over. So buying 500 contracts, I've bought like 1,000 contracts in a day on the SPY. I don't do that anymore. Those are like my crazy headbanging days. I do every once in a while want to live those glory days of seeing like a $25,000, $30,000 trade in like 5 minutes, but it's just too much. I can't do it. Shop, please. Okay, shop. Yeah. I like Tesla. How do you highlight my name? I have no idea. I don't even think that's possible to do. Court case doesn't matter. EMPH also got. I'm glad you have a tech and the know-how. If you're learning this, it's not easy to replicate with proper equipment in front of you. Gotcha. Never recommended a book on volume. Oh, you know what? It might have been Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas, but I had the book on audio. I had the book on like whatever that what is that called? That company that has like an orange logo. Audible. 'Tis the season. Do you know how to get SM inlays on time? Daniel, to get simple moving averages on your tablet would be the same process of getting them on your computer if it's the same exact program. If it's not the same exact program, then I wouldn't know how off the top of my head. But you would go through the same process of putting them on your tablet as you would putting them on your computer if you're running the same Thinkorswim program that you would have on your computer that you have on your iPad or handheld device. Chad, yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Pretty much any stock is hard to buy at this price for me. Not hard to trade, though. That's the big difference. And that's why I always want to make sure anybody coming into our stream, anybody coming into our private group, anybody anywhere in the market should always, I think number one, should always understand what game they are playing. And I always say that because it's extremely important. You have to understand what game you're playing. You can't buy AMD today, right? Like, I'm like, hey guys, AMD looks bullish going into today and maybe into tomorrow. We should buy it. Okay. Well, I'm a day trader, so I'm not buying it to hold it for the next year. If you're buying AMD right now to hold it for the next year, I can pretty much guarantee you're going to be red. Guarantee it. Most likely. You'll probably end up losing 25% of your account. If you buy Amazon right now, 2 years' time, you'll probably be down 30% of your position. You buy Apple, that's questionable. Apple's a really strong company. But pretty much you buy any stock in the market right now, you're probably going to be down 10, 20, 15, 30% over the next 2-3 years. So no, buying at these levels doesn't make sense. Trading at these levels can make sense on any day of the week, any given day. Doesn't matter. So it always comes down to understand what game you're playing. If you're coming into the game trying to day trade, then you don't want to buy a stock and try and hold it. Doesn't make sense. Why would I, if I'm looking at AMD and I think the setup is good for day trading, why would I buy it and then things go well and then all of a sudden go, no, I'm going to swing trade it now or I'm going to hold it long term? Like, no. You said it would look good for day trading initially. You can't just switch bias in the middle of your trade and go, now I think it's long-term because it's going well. That's called the euphoric high that makes you change your plan. You get in a trade, things are going well, you're making money, and now the euphoria kicks in. You go, oh, this is just going to keep going on forever. No. So again, don't show up to a basketball game with a hockey stick, right? Don't show up to football, in a golf outfit. Understand what game you're playing, and you'll have better success. Do you think Expedia will move up? I do. I bet you $1,000 that Expedia will move up or down. But without a doubt, it will move up today at one point, I can assure you. Okay, enough of me being a dick. Expedia. I see. What is that? Why is this happening? Expedia Senior Management Board disagreed on strategy. Cool. Expedia Group names Eric Hart acting chief financial officer, new CFO. Great. So now for you, whomever's asking this question, your job is to go and find out who is Eric Hart. Who is Eric Hart, the new CFO of Expedia? Okay. Expedia CEO Mark Ostrom and CFO Alan Picard to resign. Stocks going up. So your question would be to find out whether or not people thought the CEO Mark and the previous financial officer Alan, we're just going to call him Pickle because that just sounds way cooler than Pick Carroll. So Mr. Alan Pickle to resign. And, well, your job will be to find out whether or not those two hooligans are or were good for the team. If they were not good and they're actually bringing the company down, this would be a positive catalyst to the stock. And if Mr. Kevin Hart, whatever that dude's name was, Eric Hart, that's what it is, sorry. If Eric Hart is better than the previous CFO, that would be a catalyst to the stock right now. There's probably some other things in here. Group announces 20 million share repurchase. So they're doing a repurchase program of 20 million shares. That is meant to help investors, okay? If I own Expedia, and then all of a sudden, the company's like, hey, by the way, we're going to start buying 20 million shares of our own company. That's going to help increase the price of the stock, which is good for investors. And people might try to buy the stock to hop on that momentum. So right now, we're seeing a charade of multiple different catalysts. CEOs, CFOs leaving, new CFOs coming on, new purchasing program. I mean, it's kind of all over the place. I'm assuming that the move is probably because of the repurchase program, not because of the CFO getting fired. So we'll see. I don't know enough. Okay, it's 9:04. Okay, I'm definitely going overtime here. All right, everybody. George Soros. Oh, Georgie. Yeah, you remind me of the It kid that got killed in a sewer. Not that you're going to get killed in a sewer, George Soros, or I hope that doesn't happen to you. But anyways, everybody have a good day. I will see you guys on the next stream. Hope you guys are green today, and everybody take care. Have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow.